It's another episode of your favorite podcast, the Ultimate Intimacy Podcast with Nick and Amy. Welcome, welcome.
Nick loves his job. You guys know that.
Yeah,
He
can you
loves
tell?
his job.
I
He should
do.
be a radio host.
You
You might
really?
love
You
that
mean
even
that?
more.
A DJ?
Did you? Would you like that?
Okay, maybe I'll think about that. Not too late to make a career change.
Probably.
Probably a little late.
Probably. Okay,
Okay.
today is on 12 beautiful signs of true love in marriage. Is there such a thing as true love, Nick?
Yeah, I believe so. We get a lot of people ask, and I think early on in our marriage, I've kind of thought, what does it really look like when you're truly in love with someone, right? What are like the qualities you'd have, or the things you do together as a couple? And I honestly, like, early on, I could have maybe said a couple things of what I think they are. But I think what we're going to share today is really good because I think there are a lot of couples out there listening and they're like, we're kind of struggling with things. Things maybe feel off. How do we know if we're still in love or if, maybe that love is gone, right? Or am I
Mhm.
in the type of relationship, where my spouse is kind of abusive, but then they tell me they love me, and there's just so many scenarios. So we're just going to get straight and get real today and dive into, these are the signs that, you and your spouse are truly in love, right?
Mhm.
Or, you know,
I don't
hopefully
know.
you're both truly in love.
I feel like I feel like there's I don't want to say there's no such thing as true love in marriage. I feel like love is what you make of it. How do I
Yeah.
word this rightly before I
No,
get
I
destroyed? Love is like commitment. Love is like effort. Like, not, I don't think you're just be in truly in love. I think you fall truly into love by the choices that you make.
yeah, I
Does that make
absolutely
sense? Like, I,
yeah,
I
I
think
absolutely
marriage is
agree
what
with what
we
you're
make
saying.
of it, and true love means like if you're really truly in love, I think that you're unselfish and you truly deeply care about your spouse so much. So much.
Well, in the term like you can fall in and out of love, like I think that's more about like what you're doing or not doing, more than
Yeah.
just, like you'll hear a podcast and the lady will say, "Oh, we just fell out of love," like celebrities all the time. They get married 250
Right.
times. I was listening to a podcast and the guy was talking about a celebrity that said, "Oh, she was married like 2 years," and she says, "Oh, we just fell out of love. I fell out of
You
love."
fell out of infatuation is what happened.
Or you stop doing things because I really believe you see a lot of people that throughout the rest of the world that are in arranged marriages, and
Mhm.
the statistics show that they're just as happy and the divorce rates are just the same as everyone else's, right? The point I'm trying to
Or
make is
less.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
or less sometimes. Point I'm trying to make is I believe you can fall in love with someone
Mhm.
like if you truly serve them, and obviously you have to be attracted to them and things like that. But you see people that get married that say, "Oh, we fell in love and then we fell out of love." The way you fall out of love is you stop doing the things
Right.
that caused you to, I guess, be in love or
Right.
fall in love with them.
Right.
I guess what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way is it's not just like all of a sudden you wake up and you've fallen out of love.
You
It's
stop putting
you
effort.
stop putting effort in
Mhm.
and you stop, doing the things that we're going to talk about in this episode today.
Well, we did an episode, it's been a while, but we talked about what infatuation is and why people think they're falling out of love, and it's because the infatuation stage is over and they're choosing not to put effort into a deeper love. Like a lot of people get divorced, they just miss that romance and that first sparks and that sparky feeling and that, like, we all miss that, right?
Yeah.
But that's not deep love, that's infatuation. And we talked all about those. So we're not going to get into that today, but we're going to talk about 12 beautiful signs of true love, like real true love in marriage. I liked the quote that Nick found that I'm going to read first. It says, love is more than butterflies, attraction, romantic words. Real love is shown through consistent actions, emotional connection, sacrifice, kindness, and commitment. In marriage, love grows deeper over time as spouses learn to support each other through every season of life. Keyword learn.
Learn.
Many people wonder what true love actually looks like in a healthy marriage. The truth is that love is often found in the little moments. It is found in how spouses speak to each other, how they handle challenges together, and how they continue choosing each other every single day. A healthy, loving, deep love marriage is built through emotional closeness, intentional connection, physical affection, trust, and serving one another with love. If you are wondering whether your marriage reflects true love, we're going to talk about 12 meaningful signs or steps, things that can really
Well, and I think,
help your relationship
yeah,
grow.
I think the world and like TV shows and movies teach us what true love is all physical, right? Like all the movies are the
Infatuation.
same, right?
Right.
Someone meets and then
They fall in
they
love.
fall in love and they're ripping each other's clothes off and whatever, and
Yeah.
then you don't see the rest of the story. All you see is the physical part of they want to kiss and
Yeah.
whatever. But there's so much more to that. And while that physical attraction obviously is important in marriage, um, you don't ever see any of the stuff portrayed that we're going to talk about today,
If you
or most of it.
if you're on social media and you see some of those videos where they're really old men and they're really old women, like we're talking like 90s, and they are so cute with each other. And he's like, I really love my wife. And some of those videos are so cute, and you could feel their love. It's not about attraction anymore. It might be. I mean, hopefully they're still attracted to each other, but like attraction changes. They talk about how like the love is so much deeper and stronger and that commitment and like best friends. And I'm like, you can literally we actually know older couples. There's a couple of people who live by us that are older and they're like madly in love with each other and you can feel it.
Hmm.
And that comes from trials and circumstances and going through life together. I think that's where that love can either strengthen or decrease. And I think that's a
Well,
choice that you both made. I mean, obviously you can't make choices for your spouse, but like when you're both making that choice to deeply love each other, like it's pretty great.
yeah, and I think when you go through tough times together, it can tear a lot of people apart. I mean,
It can.
and that is totally understandable. I mean,
Mhm.
I can't imagine what it'd be like to lose a child or, have a real big health issue,
Mhm.
or something like that. We luckily never had to go through that, and hopefully we won't. We never will. Amy and I have been through our own different types of trials, which have taken us to like the edge, right?
Mhm.
But like Amy said. Sometimes during those trials, you get to look at each other and depend on each other and say, okay, as hard as this is, and even if it was caused by me or, what have you, you still get to like say like, oh, we're in this together and we've got each other's back and no matter what happens. And I think yeah, it can bring people apart, but it can also bring you closer together in the long run. It doesn't
Mhm.
mean that there isn't hurt and scars from that, but it really a lot of times the trials can bring people closer together.
For sure. Okay, so should we jump into number one?
Let's do
12
it.
beautiful signs that true love in marriage. Number one, love is generous. True love gives freely without constantly keeping score. When you deeply love your spouse, you naturally want to serve them, help them, and make their life better.
I think
That
that's
one,
so good.
that one is so good, and you can see in the world today how
Scorekeeping.
selfish people are, the scorekeeping, which I'm guilty of, takes
But I
conversations. I mean, we're all kind of guilty of that to a point, but like,
What look, so just maybe think back of a time like maybe with someone you've dated that you haven't been in love with, or maybe had a boyfriend or whatever, girlfriend. You can tell the times when you weren't in love, you were a lot less likely to just truly be selfless and want to do everything you could to make them happy. The times you're in love, you truly do you're just like, I would do anything for my spouse, right? I would give my life for them. And I love
mhm,
that first one. The scorekeeping, if it all, you almost can't be selfless and serve your spouse if you're so worried about keeping the score. And I think that's the danger of scorekeeping is it's not just like trying to keep score, but it takes you away from truly like giving to your spouse and serving them and doing those things because you're not going to do those things if you're scorekeeping.
and I just feel like how many people really truly care about another person more than themselves nowadays, right? Like the happy marriages, like You can see it, you can feel it when someone genuinely cares more about their spouse. Like I obviously bounce on all things, self-care is important, all those things. But
Yeah.
like when you genuinely deep down inside, like I care so much about my spouse's feelings, their hurt, their pains, their happiness. Like that's deep love.
Yep.
Number two, you feel what your spouse feels. I think this one goes along with the quote that we always share. If it's important to your spouse, it should be important to you. Same thing. You feel what your spouse feels. I think if you're really in love, like deeply in love in your marriage, like deeply committed, want that true love, you want to build that true love. I think true love comes with like what you build out of your marriage, right?
Yeah.
It takes time. And I think when you could get to a point in your marriage where you're like, your happiness affects my happiness, your sadness affects my sadness, like everything about what you're feeling affects me, that's a really big sign.
And I think it's showing like empathy, right? Like when your
Absolutely.
spouse is suffering or going through something,
Hmm.
it's not just like, all right, she's dealing with her stuff or he's dealing with his stuff. It's like truly trying to understand like how your spouse is feeling and why they're feeling that way. Amy and I've shared in previous episodes, and it's been very, very, what's the word I'm trying to use? I I truly feel like she does love me more and vice versa, as we've talked about like the imbalance as far as like sexual intimacy, right? Like Amy's truly tried to understand as a husband how I feel about that, and I've truly tried to understand as a husband how she feels about that as well too. And the fact that we still aren't always right. We still make mistakes sometimes, but I think when you truly try to understand where your spouse is coming from and why they feel the way they do, even if you maybe don't agree, um, regardless of what the subject is, that shows that you really care and love your spouse too.
Totally agree. If you're like totally mismatched on something, no matter what it is, if you truly care to understand how they're feeling about it, I feel like
Well,
that's really.
you could take almost anything like a
Mhm.
situation where a spouse is like, this is the way it is, and I don't care what you have to say. This is just the way it's going to
Yeah.
be because that's what I
Yeah.
believe versus saying, tell me why you feel the way you do. Like, I don't understand it. I don't maybe agree with
Hmm.
it, but I do want to try to understand where you're coming from and why you believe what you believe.
Hmm.
And I think that's such a good way of resolving like conflict as well too.
True love requires those deep, vulnerable conversations and caring. Absolutely. Number three is love requires compromise. Marriage is not about always getting your own way. True love includes compromise, flexibility, considering your spouse's needs alongside your own. It does not mean losing yourself or allowing unhealthy behavior. It simply means you are willing to adjust and work together because the relationship matters more than winning.
I love what
I love
Austin
that.
says every time Austin's on is just always talking about how do we approach this as a couple? Like this
Mhm.
is we're one, right?
Right.
Versus me versus you or what have you. And
Yep.
he's always talking about that.
Yep. Number four, love shows respect and kindness. This one I feel really strongly about. Respect is one of the strongest foundations of lasting love. Loving spouses treat each other with kindness, patience, dignity, even during disagreements. True love avoids insults, mockery, and intentional hurt. Instead, it builds up rather than tears down. For example, if your spouse makes a mistake, you correct them gently rather than humiliating them. If you disagree during an argument, you avoid yelling or saying things you'll regret later. Respect matters when your spouse is not around. Loving spouses speak positively about each other to friends, family, coworkers. They protect each other's reputation instead of criticizing each other. Um, Lover shows respect and kindness. I just feel like me and Nick have gone through a lot of stuff. I have never in my life felt disrespected by him.
Yeah.
I've never in my life have I ever felt you might have been upset with me. I might have said something dumb. We might have been in a fight. We might have, you know, I've never felt disrespected by you. And I just feel like if you truly love somebody, and I say this a lot, you can be upset, you can raise your voice, you can sometimes say stupid things. But I think if you truly love them, you're not going to say something you full heart regret later. You're not going to say unkind names or words, and you're definitely not going to scream and yell at them. Like I know that we all get frustrated, but there's a balance there. Like I understand everyone can get upset and heated, but like unkind words and like toxic behavior, I just don't think if you truly love someone that needs to come out.
Yeah, because we've talked about this before, but there's a lot of times where if you could say something, your spouse may never forget that what you said. I
For
mean, if you
sure.
say something very hurtful,
For sure.
it would be 40 years down the road, and you're still going to remember that.
Absolutely. Yep.
So
Okay, next one. 5, love inspires you to become better. When you truly love somebody, their presence inspires growth. You want to become a better spouse, parent, better person because you value the relationship so much. Love encourages honesty, integrity, responsibility, and emotional maturity. I agree with that. I think if you have true love in your marriage, I feel like you're both compromising, you're both trying to be teamwork or teammates. I feel like you are inspiring each other. Hey, I want you to be happy. I want you to do what makes you happy, vice versa. I feel like you just kind of become each other's biggest cheerleaders.
yeah, and
No jealousy, you know?
early on in our marriage, I was probably pretty selfish. But I think, now that we've been married almost 24 years, I feel like that's an area we have learned a lot
Yeah, I
and
agree.
do a lot better in.
I mean, not that you were all selfish. I'm just
No,
saying,
no,
yeah, we have learned,
I
we've
for sure
definitely learned to
was like early in our marriage. There's no question. And when one side is selfish, it's going to cause a lot of issues. I mean,
yeah,
looking back, I definitely was a lot more selfish early on, but I think now we have a really good balance, and I really do like care about how you feel and what's going on and all
yeah,
those things.
yeah. Number 6 is your spouse's success feels like your own excess. I think this one goes back with the other one, just inspiring your make wanting each other to just be better, do better. It just goes along with the success. Like I
hmm
want you to be successful, you want me. There's no jealousy with that kind of stuff. It's just like, hey, I want you to be
Well,
happy. I genuinely want you to be happy.
and I think when the difference is when, like, let's say you're successful with something, it's we're successful with it,
Right,
right?
right.
Like
It feels
it
like
feels like a
teamwork.
team
Yeah.
thing. It's not like, oh, she was successful with whatever she did. Like I remember winning a golf tournament, and honestly, like I felt like it was as much as Amy's success as it was what I accomplished because she was the one behind the scenes taking care of the kids and supporting me through all the difficult times and different things like that. So to me, it was like I felt like I couldn't have even done that. And that's just one aspect. I mean, there's been a million other things in life, but like it really does take two to accomplish so many of those things in life.
Oh, I wish I would have, like, it's funny. I saw this reel earlier today and I wish I would have screenshot it. I didn't, and now I've lost it in my mind. But it was a woman in a car and it was talking about, I'm going to butcher this. It was talking about how a lot of, it was just a quote, and it was something about like my husband's, her being a stay-at-home mom wasn't the benefit or the, of what the consequence of from him having a great job. His great job was the consequence from her being a good stay-at-home mother.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I know I butchered that, but it was just talking about how like we both stay-at-home mom or working mom or whatever, this looks a lot of different ways. Our success often is such a big part of the other person's success,
Oh
is what I
yeah.
was trying to say.
Yeah.
Does that
Like
make sense? Because a lot of women are like, oh, or like you'll hear, oh, he's success, she's gets to stay home because her husband's so successful. A lot of
it's
time,
like no, they're
he made it through medical school because I was so willing to sacrifice during those years,
exactly
those kind of things. Do you know what I mean? Like it's teamwork. We see a lot of couples around us where a wife had to like hardcore work and sacrifice for so long so that he could get his successful career. And now it's a joint success. It's not just he's so great. It's like she sacrificed. Like it's a teamwork.
yeah.
It's this beautiful teamwork.
Yeah.
Okay, number 7, your spouse is often on your mind. When you love someone deeply, they naturally stay in your thoughts throughout the day. Nick is probably like rolling his eyes, like, I'm never on Amy's thoughts. Well, you don't leave, so you're always just in front of my eyes. You're always with me, and so your thought, I don't have to think about you because I'm seeing you.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Do you want to say something on that one?
No, I totally agree with that. Like yeah,
Okay,
I'm
I'll
all
just share this quote that you have. You may wonder how your spouse's meeting went, whether they made it home safely, how you can brighten their day. Love creates a constant emotional awareness of the person that you care about the most. For example, as a wife, you may send your husband an encouraging text before a stressful presentation at work. A husband may stop at the store to pick up his wife's favorite snack because he thought about her while he was running errands or driving home. These kind of small acts show emotional connection and intentional love. That's true love. Your spouse is on your mind. If you're the kind of husband that stops at the store, says, "Hey, can I grab something? Can I take care of dinner tonight? Buy some flowers, whatever," or a wife that sends them a thoughtful text or just says thank you. Like you just anytime you do something meaning and thoughtful, that shows true love.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Number nine, love creates safety and security. One beautiful sign of true love is feeling emotional safe with your spouse. Marriage should feel like a place of comfort, peace, and stability. Loving spouses create an environment where both people feel protected, accepted, and valued.
Okay, but when I first think of that, what comes to mind is like, and this could be both a husband and wife, but a wife saying, I don't have to worry about saying something wrong and setting my husband off to where he's going to start yelling or get abusive or whatever. And vice versa, as a husband, I don't have to say something that's going to set my wife off to where I'm feeling like I'm walking on eggshells. Like you can just kind of be yourself and know that, yeah, even if disagreements or things arise, you know they're going to be handled in the right way.
Mhm.
You don't have to, the word I kind of think of is like consistency, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
you know your spouse well enough that you know consistently what they're going to do, right?
right.
Versus, oh my heck, like how are they going to react if I do this or,
I like that you said walking on eggshells because like we get a lot of messages from husbands like I'm always walking on eggshells around my wife. I don't know what her mood's gonna be. Like there's some funny reels about like women wake up a different person every day or a few hours or whatever. I think what you're saying is really important that and us women, we always think of like men need to create the safety. I think women need to create the safety too. Like I feel like our moods and just our personalities, hormones, um not that we don't have a right to be struggling with some of those things sometimes, but I think that we have responsibility to still make our husbands also feel like they live in a safe place and
yeah.
they're safe with you also. I think this goes both
And
ways.
when they get home, for most husbands, when they get home from work or whatever, like they're entering like a sacred place. They're entering
Yeah.
a safe
Your
place
wife
in the
wants to
house.
see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They aren't going to come
Or
home
vice
and they
versa.
aren't going to come home and be like, oh my heck, are we going to get in a huge fight again? Or
Too. Both ways.
yeah,
Absolutely. Number 10 is you feel seen and heard. Everyone wants to feel this. True love means your spouse knows your strengths, weaknesses, fears, dreams, imperfections, yet continues to love you fully. That's a tricky one because we get married with this infatuation. Everything's going to be fantastic. We throw some kids into the picture, trials start hitting, all sorts of challenges start hitting. And sometimes things change and life gets hard. And at the end of the day, like if you still feel like you can feel seen and heard and appreciated and all those things that those are the things that we're talking about that take a lot of effort, like daily effort.
yeah. And I don't know that this goes on along with exactly, but right before Amy and I were getting ready to do the podcast, our kids just had all sorts of blow-ups,
They're
right?
fighting over
And
who gets to drive the car.
yeah, and it was just like totally
Ugh,
ridiculous. And Amy and I could feel the tension like, oh my heck, like
this is so dumb.
this is so dumb. And a lot of times it causes tension between Amy and I, not because
A lot of times, hardly ever, but it can
but
happen.
or maybe the word is more of just like it kind of puts us in a different mood, right? Like Amy and I could be just like
Just each other, just like
overall.
overall, yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of times the kid stuff can kind of influence the attitude
Mhm.
within the marriage, is what I'm saying. And not all the time, but sometimes like we could just tell when the kids left, we both kind of look at each other and we're like, man, they're just
Crazy today. Girls,
oh,
girls,
crazy.
teenage girls.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing is our son's out of the house, so it's all girls. So
Nick and four
yeah.
girls. Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Serenity now. Serenity.
Okay, number 11. Love allows honest conflict without fear. Ooh,
Yeah, that's a good one.
the
Okay.
difference in healthy marriages is how couples handle disagreements. And we say this all the time. True love allows spouses to communicate honestly without fear of rejection, humiliation, or emotional distance. Loving couples know how they can disagree while still remain connected and, keyword,
That
committed.
that is a hard one because I would say for most couples, even including us, like if you're in a disagreement, it's how do you stay really connected at that point?
Well,
I
I
think
think that
it's
just means commitment. Like
yeah.
I'm not leaving. I love you. We might have be having a tough hour or two or day or two, but like
I love what I forget who they are, but they talk about like yeah, if you have disagreements or a fight or whatever, like try to connect quickly rather than going like 2 or 3 days where
yeah.
you don't
physically,
speak to each other and things
physically.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 12, last one. Love chooses commitment every single day. Real love is not a feeling, it is a daily choice. Strong marriages are built when spouses continue showing up for each other through stressful seasons, busy schedules, disappointments, and life changes. Love grows through consistency, effort, forgiveness, and intentional connection. True love is not perfect, it is intentional, it is patient, it is loyal, and it keeps choosing connection even when life gets hard. If I was to
Okay.
wrap up this entire podcast, I would say that if you could picture, before you got married, picture your very best friend, you probably fought with them, but you were still committed. You still had fun with them. You still loved life with them. Like your best friend is someone, you think of
You
best friend as the most positive word. You're like, best friend, like
you
no
cried with
negatives,
them.
right?
You cried with them when
Celebrated with them,
yeah.
hung out with them, had fun with them, went through so much stuff with them. I feel like the word best friend is just so happy,
Hmm.
so positive. And I feel when we wrap up all 12 of these things, as in true love and marriage, I just feel like at the end of this, you're best friends.
Yeah.
Your best friends stay committed, best friends forgive, best friends are loyal. They just, I mean, we're not just talking a friendship because there's a lot of crappy friendships. We're talking like a best friend. And
Hmm.
your spouse literally, if you could just like work on the marriage to where you're like, you could honestly say my spouse is my best friend. I think that you've conquered true love.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like that.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yep. That's all I got.
Oh, it was a good episode. I think all those were spot on. And
They sound
yeah.
difficult. That sounds like a lot of work. You're like, holy cow, 12 things, but I don't feel like if you really feel like you're in love with your spouse, you committed to your spouse, you picked your spouse, you're committed to your spouse. I don't feel like these feel like work. I feel like they're just that they're things that you
Well,
do.
and it's almost
Things that
like
you want to do.
And it's almost reminders. Like a lot of times we drop the ball in things. We don't mean to, but these are just good reminders. Like, yeah, you know what? I could do a better job of when I'm out shopping, text my
Mhm.
wife and say, hey, is there
Yep.
anything that we need or anything you need? Or just, showing them they're on my mind a little bit more and things like that. So,
The way you speak to them, the little things you do for them. I just, once again, just to simplify this, just have the goal of being your spouse's best friend. And what would you do, like when you picture that word, what does that look like in your marriage? Just do those things.
yeah,
I mean, we all love having a best friend. Like, best friend is such a happy thing. So, what kind of stuff do you pour into a friendship that makes you want to be best friends? I think that's true love. So,
yeah, I like that.
yep.
Well, Father's Day is just fastly approaching. I think we have.
Couple days.
Yeah, a few days. So, luckily for you, we ship out within 24 hours. If you need a good last minute Father's Day gift,
Or if you miss Father's Day, he'll take it the
oh,
whole next
exactly.
week or the next week or
If yeah, if Amy's like, I'll give you your Father's Day. Your Father's Day is coming a couple of minutes, couple of days
couple
late.
weeks late,
I'm
days
like,
late, he wouldn't even care.
I'll take it.
Shop to Ultimate Intimacy for some .com for some great gifts. For
Yeah.
I guarantee there's something in the shop that your husband will absolutely love.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely love.
Um, And if you have any podcast subjects you want to hear about that we haven't talked about, let us know. Email us at amy@ultimateintimacy.com. If we don't have experience in it, we'll certainly get an expert on that does. We'd
Mhm.
love hearing from you and what you guys are interested in hearing on the podcast. So
Therapist interviews Fridays. So if you have some detailed questions, experiences, whatever, throw them out.
yeah, and if you like the podcast, please consider leaving us a review. If you don't like the podcast, go
Email us.
go along and find another podcast. But if you like the podcast, please consider leaving us a review. As we say this all the time, we should have thousands and thousands of reviews. It'll
People
really
are
help. So
so scared of leaving reviews. It's okay. Just make it anonymous.
we're sitting here,
Make it anonymous.
yeah, and we're sitting here talking about sex and putting our faces on it. How do you think we feel? Like this isn't the most comfortable thing for us as well either. So.
Do it
Uh,
anonymous.
do it
We
anyway. So
appreciate it.
appreciate all you guys do, and until next time.